So morning everyone, and welcome to the Myko Baby Chronicles. Thanks for joining me this morning. We're in the beautiful home of Carmel, enjoying her wonderful, wonderful living room right now. I wanted to talk to you ladies a little bit about sustainability within the kids industry and why it's a focus nowadays more than ever, but also what are our real thoughts on it? I mean, we're all mums, and how much has it really affected our perception of buying kids' clothes, and does it matter at this age as well? There's a lot of things I guess we can kind of talk about, but kids wear is such a big business and there's lots and lots of brands out there. It's actually quite overwhelming. I found it a lot to take in, and I didn't really know where to begin. What do I need? I mean, you've got a newborn, and there's lots of products being advertised your way, I'm sure, especially through social media. And then obviously I want to talk to you as well about, you know, what's the facts of life? Like, what's the real story? You've got an older child who, you know, hopefully you can give us some insight into what you really need and what you actually don't. My name's Amanda. I focus on sustainability within the fashion industry. I also am on the board of directors for ASRAC, which is the Marine Conservation Society that we have based here, and keeping sustainable fashion in the forefront of everyone's mind is kind of where I want to be, keeping the conversation going. But I'll give you a little second to introduce yourselves, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course. So I'm Gemma. So I'm a new mum, as you mentioned. So 7 weeks old yesterday. So not much sleep. But to be honest, it was sustainability is always at the forefront of my mind. I think it's something that we're living with constantly, and that constant guilt. And when you get into this journey and start to become aware of what's happening in the world, there's just so much more to do, and there's so much that you're not really sure where to start, right? And I think that's one of the things you just mentioned. But yeah, being a new mum is full of different kind of decisions to make and things like this. But actually, I don't come from a background of sustainability. I work in the IT industry. So I know there's a lot kind of happening in the IT world to make things a lot more sustainable. But for me, I've just taken a massive interest in it, and I'm trying to do my best with my daughter. And, I'm sure we'll go through a couple of things that I've done I feel comfortable with. But again, I think there's so much more that we can do. But yeah, that's a bit about me.
My name is Sharon. I'm a makeup artist and beauty director based in Dubai. Mum of a 12-year-old teenager at the moment. It's a whole new way of parenting that I'm having to learn. I just don't think you stop being a parent, like, in different ways. You just have to learn and adapt. And, you know, I'm reading books at the moment, trying to understand how to parent a 12-year-old. So I don't know what to expect. And with a boy as well. I think if it was a girl, be a lot easier because I know what way to parent, but with a boy, and with his fashion choices at the moment, big T-shirts from H&M and Zara and trends in school, so it's hard to keep up with all of that.
Yeah, and it's true. I mean, kids grow so quickly, so we're constantly in a state of, do their clothes fit? Do we have to buy bigger so that they last longer? Do we have to buy more of them because there's more pressure out there, I guess, especially as they get older, to conform to the trends? Perhaps not as much as adults, but maybe there's a growing trend on fitting in and conforming within the schools that we've not yet experienced.
Not there, but I can imagine there's a big
and maybe with a boy versus a girl, it's also different to hear the sides of, you know, what they want to wear versus what sort of we buy for them as well. I guess I'm still in that zone of, I can buy cool things that I see because, you know, I like dressing him, but he hasn't got to the, you know, stage where he's going to be going, I don't want to wear that, or, you know, there's lots of different things going on. But tell me about, or take me through your process for buying clothes. At the moment, is it more essentials and necessity rather than, you know, spending a bit more on the item that maybe is semi-designer or looks nicer, or you want them to be seen as the baby that's always the best dressed? I mean, it's a different process buying for both of you, but I'd love to kind of hear your thoughts on it. What's the selection process?
Yeah, so for me, again, having a baby. I've really wanted a baby. But again, when you look at the impact that each baby has on the world, it's a really weird guilt feeling. And again, I know you've worked in sustainability for, quite some time. But I'm just kind of scratching the surface of what damage really, each child does do to the planet. So again, I really wanted to make sure I'm kind of conscious from the beginning. So my process was for baby showers and things like this, I had a list of things that I needed, and I really encouraged everyone to buy off Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace for me was the most amazing thing throughout pregnancy. And I kind of started the journey of buying things. It was actually on the first day that I had my first kick, again, just randomly. That's when I bought the crib, and it was from a really nice mum in downtown that I had a really lovely conversation with. So I met a real mum, and then took her crib into our home. And we just kind of went from there on that buying journey. So again, I had a list of things. When it came to clothes, I said, please, no one buy any clothes for me. Yeah. I just wanted to either get them on Facebook Marketplace, which we got a couple of sleep suits, but there's unfortunately nothing big. And I don't know, I think there's a huge stigma maybe around secondhand clothes or renting clothes, whatever it may be. Because I think for adults, we're quite comfortable now. I think we've gone to that era. But for babies, I don't know. I couldn't find anything out there. So I just kind of got the essentials from an H&M, just organic kind of cotton. And then I've been asking friends. I'm like, please just give me some clothes, and then we can just keep on using those. Yeah. And then, just a couple of going out outfits, just as we're going to the shop. So she looks a bit kind of dressed up. But again, I only have kind of 2-3 outfits, and then I'll wait until she outgrows them and then move on to the next ones. I can't imagine when she's getting older how you keep up with the trends and things like this. I'm hoping that maybe rental companies can kind of come into Dubai. I know there's a couple in the UK that I definitely think could do really well here. But again, I don't know if the mindset of the Dubai people are kind of ready for this.
It is there still. I think it's just, if you look for it, you can find it. I mean, as you say, Facebook Marketplace. We did Facebook Marketplace. It was great as well. And I've got a 16-month-old. And I think I kept him in onesies for the longest amount of time because it was a single item of clothing. Yeah. That was my mindset. I don't want 2 pieces because it's double the amount of clothes. So onesies all the way through to he's just started nursery, and I'm a bit like, ooh, I felt the pressure to take him out of a onesie and put him in normal clothes now because he's not a baby anymore. But I maybe kept him a baby clothing-wise a little bit longer than anyone else did. And we found the majority, I'd say 90% of our baby clothes and young clothes through the Baby Bazaar. So again, a secondhand flea market that's in Times Square, I think every 2 weeks now. On a Saturday or a Sunday, you have to check their Instagram to make sure, because I've made that mistake a couple of times. But that became a ritual. Taking baby down there and going and just sort of putting the clothes against him and being like, that'll fit. And that might fit next month, and that might fit the month after. And the quality of clothes are from mums like us who've got nowhere else to put the clothes once they're done. Hello. But what's the trick? I mean, what have we got to look forward to? What's coming up?
I think mood swings. But in terms of buying clothes for Jaden, I always end up buying it once a year. I buy a lot of linens for him. So you can mix and match lots of earthy tones. So you can just mix and match, and I size up. So last year when we went to Greece on holiday, I bought his entire holiday wardrobe before we left, but I sized up. So we went to Italy this year, he wore the exact same clothes.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and it fit him perfectly. And when it comes to school, because schools are so demanding here with, you've got your Halloween dressing up day, you've got your World Book Day, you've got something happening constantly. So when I buy the Halloween costume, I kind of make sure it will go with the World Book Day at the same time, so I don't have to buy double up, and I don't have to buy 2 separate costumes from Amazon, which I really don't like buying stuff from. So that's what I do normally with his clothes. He's at the stage now where he doesn't want to come shopping with me, which is great. So whatever I buy, it's there, and he has to accept it. He'll maybe go, oh, can I wear that T-shirt, my favorite T-shirt? Or when he does ask me, oh, my friends have that. I'm like, okay, next month never comes. He'll wear what he gets at the moment.
So what do you buy the most of? What's the one thing that's kind of like the staple?
For me, it's comfort for Jaden, because he's so active at the moment. So if he's going out, he'll wear just linen shorts, because we live in Dubai. You can't really wear trousers when you go out. So he's got like 4 pairs of linen shorts 4 pairs of linen shirts, and then he's got a couple of t-shirts. A lot of sportswear to wear around the house. He goes out to play, runs in the mud or whatever he does. So I do buy like 4 sets of sportswear from Adidas or something, and that's it.
And he's in school uniform. Yes, again, another thing I've not reached yet is the school uniform level. So I guess that takes away from the need to wear clothes on a daily basis and that increase of variety, right? He can just wear his clothes when he gets home, and then there's maybe less washing as well because the school uniform takes that stress away as well, which is nice. I've seen mine is still going in clothes now to nursery, and they gave me the option to have a school uniform. And to be honest, the reason I said no is because he's got so many clothes. He doesn't need another T-shirt. Okay, it's a different colour, it's embroidered with the school logo, but I'll be washing that one item more than any of his other clothes because his other clothes he can remain in when he comes home from school. So the sustainability thing was kind of an issue with the school uniform for me, but I guess when the whole class is in it, then you have...
Yeah, no, it's great. Honestly, having that uniform every day, I don't have to worry about what he's going to wear. So that's good.
And I was going to say, is onesies kind of the thing you buy the most, but I'm assuming diapers are.
Oh my gosh, yeah. There's a lot of diapers going around at the moment, and I do, No, but I do actually want to start using. A friend did recommend that as she's newborn, use I think it's Kit and Kin. We're not at the moment because she's so small. She's pooing and weeing quite a lot. Oh yeah. Sure. Oh, take care. Hi, darling. You might be hungry. Should I get you a bottle? Sorry.
Can I help?
No, not at all. Yeah, she can be there with us. We're gonna get. Oh, there we are, darling.
Oh,
okay.
It's a Tommy Tippy bottle.
It's the Mam bottles. Yeah, the anti-colic. They're actually
back to me. That's what I used to use.
Tommy Tippy's still there. But no, these seem good. I mean, I have no idea. I'm just literally
neither
everyone's
do
like, "Oh, so do you know what you're doing?" I'm like, "Absolutely not." Like,
do you know what we do?
My night nurse taught me what.
Instinct.
So baby was born, came home, and my night nurse went, "Do you have a bottle warmer?" And I went,
"No." What's that? Yeah.
So I bought a bottle warmer on InstaShop.
Yeah.
And then she went, and sanitizer. And I went, okay. And then she went, we need these with this nipple. I was like, okay. And I said, literally, I'm bedridden. Write me a list. I'll go on InstaShop now and buy it all because I don't have the ability to go around the secondhand bits. Bought it all, and I've got it 16 months later. We still use it all. So I know I can hand it. I've got a friend who's giving birth in the next 2 months. He will be past all of that, and she will just get handed it all. But the night nurse taught me. I had no one else to teach me because my mum was like 30 years out of practice, 35 years out of practice. She hasn't got a clue what we need nowadays.
Yeah. Honestly, when I was with NHS, they were so horrible back home because it was such an emergency. Like it was.
So you delivered in England?
Yeah, in Ireland and Belfast, though, so part of the UK. It was so traumatic. It was like in C-section. I felt the C-section. I felt tugging and pulling, and I was like, "Can you please give me another epidural or whatever?" So they had to do that. And he came out not crying, but they did tell us he may or may not make it at all.
Oh my God.
And so it was that. And then they just took him away. And then I was gone. I passed out, I think, during the surgery as well. So came out, didn't know what he was. Anyway, funny story. We brought him home because I couldn't breastfeed him at all. His mouth was so small, so they were tube feeding him. And then I was doing the breast pumping, putting it in the bottle, but he wasn't able to suck the bottle that they'd given him. So Martin and I were just like, we don't know what to do. Cutting the top of the bottle, the tip of it, to try and get him, and he was just drinking the milk so fast. So we're like, oh, maybe he's hungry. So we'd give him more milk. And then I went to the doctor. I was like, he's not feeding as much. He's like, have you looked at the size of him? You're overfeeding your son.
No way.
It's chubby. Now when I look back at the pictures, I'm like, good God, we were overfeeding him. What were we doing? What were we thinking?
But they don't tell you that the tummy is this big.
No, but I didn't know.
Was he not throwing up though?
No.
Oh wow!
They don't tell her anything.
Wow, yeah.
If he didn't
No,
throw
because
up,
that's the thing. She's guzzling, and then she'll be like, "Bleh."
Yeah, no.
They've got no like epiglottis, have they? So for them, or it's not fully closed or strong. So it's literally like tank, and then it just rises up until it comes back out. Scientifically speaking.
Yeah,
I think about it now. I'm like, oh my God, the things that could have gone wrong, like with me not knowing what to do with a baby this small.
Yeah. But I think your instinct takes over. That's why I'm like really leaning into, like, women are so incredible.
Yeah.
We're so cool. And so I think when you just listen and you pick up messages from her or your son. And
I was
just
24 at the time, so I'm like,
my gosh, so young, a baby yourself.
I look back and I'm like, you know what? I'd like to maybe have another one to do things differently and to enjoy, to give you that the process, because he was sick for so long and in and out of hospitals with scans and everything for the first 5 years of his life.
Oh wow!
Where I just feel I didn't get to enjoy. It was just constant worry as a parent, you know. Keeping an eye on him, not sleeping at night. Even now, I just check on him in the middle of the night. I'm like, is he breathing? Is he okay?
I still do that. I have the nana on permanently, and I zoom in. I'm like,
He's like, Mom, I'm awake. Stop kissing me. Room, you know.
What trauma you went through? I mean, that's
it was
horrendous.
I think that's part of the reason I haven't had a second one. I don't think I could.
Nervous about.
I had that feeling honestly after the C-section. And it was like, because I was so prepared, I had been doing the Epino, I did that a couple of times for like the natural birth, and I did all the homeopathy where you are mentally in the zone, and then it was taken away from me. That's the way my head viewed it anyway, to have the C-section. Now I look back on it, I'm like, I'll choose a C-section next time because I'm not ruining both. And there was a poem that I read that really resonated. I can't remember it now, but I posted it a while ago. And it resonated with me on the idea of I wasn't a mum in the true sense because I hadn't given birth. I had been pregnant and then I had a baby, but I'd missed out on that moment of becoming, which is something that I didn't know I'd missed out on. And then but I knew something was missing and I couldn't quite, and there was this poem I read and I remember thinking, okay, maybe that's what it is. I need to have that closure that I didn't give birth, but I still had a baby. Because I was so in tune for one and I never got that experience. But then looking back on it now, I'm like, because it wasn't meant to be, you know, like my body was...
You did the best thing for your baby and you,
being able to give birth without trauma and in another sense and not knowing what could have become, because I've got friends who, you know, gave birth and they ripped from front to back and they're still like, I am not having another child because I'm in too much pain. They've had to go back in for different surgeries to basically rebuild a pelvic floor. Like it's unbelievable how much damage, and she was fit and healthy and there was no reason for that, you know. So the fear of that was why I did the Epino, and then maybe my fear was too much and it just kept it all, my body just went, nope.
I don't think men realise what we go through.
Actually, my husband was very, very good on that. I was far too vocal about all the sciencey things, and he was like, I have no choice but to kind of...
I think one of the biggest things I did was just lean into it all, and I didn't read a single book. I just honestly went with my intuition. I did a lot of energy healing, so I have an energy healer here. And the birth that we planned in my mind about leaning in and she's going to come out fluidly and this and this, I mean, it just happened. So I think there's a lot in we do kind of tense up, I can imagine. Again, it's nothing.
Awareness now, though, as well. About these things, you know.
And what's available.
Giving birth 12 years ago. There was nothing of this sort, you know, energy healing or even the option to have a water birth or anything. I look back now, I was like, I would have liked to do that differently or this differently or had that option. You know, so it's good now. Oh, the sounds.
The sounds are so cute.
Hands coming up.
And it's the reading of the hand signals as well, like the fists.
Full and then... hungry, then full. It was the burps for me. Like, I had to burp him, and until he burped, couldn't put him down, because if I put him down when he burped, it was, I was like, right.
It's a bit scary.
Stay upright.
I think I do things right, who knows? That's it. She forgets to breathe as well. Is that something that... Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. I'm like, breathe, darling, breathe. Yeah. It's okay.
It's amazing, isn't it?
There we are.
Teach them everything from the beginning.
You're so proud of yourself. That's amazing. But 24, oh, thank you so much. Just blow my nose.
The sounds for me.
The sounds, and again, I wasn't sure if that was something unique to her as well. Obviously, now you're saying it's not. But yeah, it's so cute when, what's her best one? Yeah, like these ones. What else did she do? No, actually, I won't try and do them. But yeah, the sounds are so cute. And I try and get them on camera, but you can never get them. Hello, Pickles. Gonna be on TV. Shut up. On again. Yeah, of course. More than. Look at you. Miss Famous.
Come on, baby.
Yeah, I'm going to have my wedding first, then I'll do another one.
Oh, you get married?
On the 4th. Oh, well, 4th I fly, and then 7th of October.
Oh, wow. Amazing. In UK?
Lake Como.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Which part of
Amazing.
So Como town, we've got a villa just further up round, and then we're staying in the villa as well. So it's like an 11-bedroom, and it's got grounds and stuff. So we're just having everyone there, and then.
How do you feel about all, sustainability with weddings and things like this? Because I'm trying to look up eco weddings and trying to get, or do you just?
I've done things like I'm not having flower arrangements. I don't need a florist.
Yeah.
I'll have like a bouquet, and there'll be some vintage glasses on the table, but I don't need fresh cut flowers. And I said absolutely not.
Just launched a sustainable flower brand in the UK. She does wedding bouquets and keep them for the last one.
Ah, is it dry flowers? Is it? Yeah. Wee. Wee.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what she does is just amazing. Like you can't even tell they're looking at her husband is keep them for your wedding. She's flying to New York actually for a wedding, and she's flying with the bride's bouquets to take them in the airport.
Do you know we were charged €40,000 for fresh cut flowers, Como. They wanted fresh cut flowers either side of the chairs. They wanted the whole tables and things like this. And I just said, for what? We chose this villa because it's so beautiful and there's so much greenery. Why would I? But exactly, why would I add flowers that are going to die? Like, that to me is mind-boggling. So I said, well, this is an easy 40,000 save. We're not having any. So things like that, you've just got to be as conscious as possible, like the whole way through. Food-wise, only food that's in season, nothing imported, and staying at the villa we're in. I guess that reduces the carbon footprint of having to travel, and getting everyone to stay within the same area as well. But other than that, there's no such thing as a sustainable wedding. 85.
Okay.
Nice.
So it'll be fun.
No.
I would say 80% of them, 85% of them are Jordan's friends. Yeah, but.
No. You okay now?
Yeah. She looks content.
She's so good, milk drunk. Good girl. There we are. There we are. Cute. There we are. She started smiling as well now.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, I think today she's like when she saw me, I was like, oh. I think that one's gas.
You too. I'll take it. Whatever.
Yeah, true. Yeah, okay. Good girl. Oh my goodness. Oh, hello. There we are.
Is that all the air bubbles coming out? There we are. Good girl. Stuff's the tongue.
Yeah, I think she's still hungry. Sorry, guys.
No problem. Yeah, okay. So we've been talking about sustainability and how the conversation around buying clothes is about making them last longer. But what are your absolute no-nos when it comes to buying clothes? Like, would you say that, if your son came to you and said, I really want this Spider-Man outfit or something, is there anything that you've 100% said, look, that is going to last you one wear and I'm not buying that for you. We can find it somewhere else, or maybe someone else can lend it. But what's the kind of absolute no's. Maybe it's not baby clothing, maybe it's baby or kids' toys. I'm assuming that's the next big plastic invasion, isn't it? It's always the amount of toys they've got lying around.
I mean, I do say no quite a bit to Jaden. With clothes, it's definitely no to trends. Because there's always something new every day in school with boys. And I feel in Dubai, there is a lot of competition because it's not like back home where, you know, kids here have access to designer clothes quite easily. I feel so that's a big no for me. We don't buy designer clothes at all because it's a big waste of money. He takes a stretch every 3 months and it just goes to waste.
Yeah, I was going to ask what you thought about designer clothes actually, because it is a big Dubai area of consuming.
That's a big no for me.
Yeah,
buying designer clothes. And in terms of shoes as well, he's got a pair of black trainers and white trainers and a pair of flip-flops, and that's it.
I was going to say, when does the football boots come in? Like, I'm dreading that stage when there's like individual sports gear that's going to have to come in.
He hasn't asked for it, but I'm like, no.
We're not back in the UK playing fields and things. I guess it's not as necessary here yet.
2 pairs, because then again, he's the same size as me right now, so we do share trainers as well, which is great. Yeah.
That's really sustainable. That's fab. Increases your wardrobe too.
He does love it as well. He's like, oh, these are cool. So I'm like, yeah, you can wear them when you're going out, you know.
Does he ever like go through your husband's closet or wear his dad's stuff? Is that something that's been a stage yet?
Not yet. No, not yet. So, and then with toys and stuff, he does ask for toys. We've kind of outgrown the stage of toys, plastic toys and plastic guns and plastic, all of that. So we're lucky there's no more toys in the house. But it is PlayStation now and all these gadgets. So he did ask us for a phone the last couple of years, but I'm completely against technology. Okay. So I've just... Phone's a no-no. iPad, I've got an app on my phone now where I can just press one button and everything goes off. So it's all controlled and stuff. But phone is a big no-no. Social media is a big no for me.
Oof, that's a big one.
Yeah, because all his friends are on Instagram. They have TikTok and Snapchat. I mean, I don't know how to use that myself. So I'm not letting him use it till he's at least 15, when he's a bit mature to understand what's good and what's bad, you know.
Yeah. No, it's true. I think you're 100% on the money. Not giving them what they don't need at the moment is the most sustainable way.
Even in school at the moment, which is quite worrying and concerning. In school, they study everything on their iPads. It's mandatory. And this year they've sent us an email saying, oh, could you send your child in with a laptop or a MacBook because they do need a keyboard. So I just added a keyboard. I was just like, here you go. You can carry it old school way, you know, get your keyboard with you and your iPad that you had. But it's this constant keeping up with things. And with him, you know, his friends would have a new iPad every year or we don't do new school bags as well and new lunch boxes. So he's had the same. He's had the same one for 3 years. And he's okay with it. And the school bag's okay. So I don't buy into buying a new school bag every year or a new lunchbox.
Back to school fever is huge, isn't it? Buy this, and this. And as consumers in whatever shape and form, whether we're mums or whether we're just, you know, shopping for ourselves, the ability to be able to say no and reduce our own consumption, whether it's on their behalf or not, is the only way we'll really be more sustainable in any of the fields. Do you read the labels by any chance on the clothing when you do buy them?
Oh, for me, no, if I'm going to be honest, because I haven't educated myself to know what the labels actually mean. It's the same with foods as well. I know it's something I need to do, but we're all so busy in our day-to-day lives. So I think the thing that I've been doing is literally secondhand items. And then whenever I see organic, I'm drawn to it. Whenever I see cotton, I'm drawn to it. But I think anything outside of that, to be honest, I haven't taken the time to read the labels, which is something I need to do, but it's just so many things going on.
Bamboo is, if you see the word bamboo on it.
True.
And organic cotton, organic bamboos, they're probably the staples that if I did buy him anything new at the very beginning, it was only those. Okay, well, I mean, getting getting hold of them can be a little bit difficult. But when, you know, you find them online and you find especially local brands and Dubai-based supporting slow or small startups, they're normally a bit more ethical and have a bit more of a clear, visible line from manufacturing to when you buy them. Myko Kids is obviously all sustainable as well, so that makes a big difference. But it is knowing the labels, not just obviously the clothing material that goes in them, but obviously knowing that the brand stands for sustainability helps make it easier when you're looking for things that you actually need. Like if you need more rompers or you need a sleep suit or a onesie that they can go to sleep in, sleep sacks and things like this. I know I looked at a few labels and was concerned when I saw polyester or things in it, because I thought that must just be like the design on the front of it that's made of the polyester, because surely, you know, a soft fabric like this is going to be more sustainable than a synthetic fiber. And it does, they add in, and sometimes the stretchy ones have spandex or an elastane in them as well. So I was really quite strict on it with mine. As he's got older, I'm like, secondhand, just wear it, you know, it's clean and he needs the next size up or whatever it is. And
it's a struggle to find clothes for boys, though. I've noticed that. You have so many beautiful, sustainable brands for girls. But when it comes to boys, I think there's a huge gap in the market, especially from the age of 9 to 15. You know, everything is branded or with massive logos, or you know, it's fast fashion. But to find these little brands that actually do good stuff.
why are we not having more unisex brands as well for kids?
Yeah,
because
absolutely,
things are white, blue, green, yellow. I mean, my son wears right now purple leggings and a tie-dye t-shirt because his dad's got the same tie-dye t-shirts. Dad likes to match. But I send him in and there's like, oh, it's a really nice boy or girl. I'm like, it's a boy. But, you know, the brighter, the louder the colours right now, I can get away with it. And I guess having more unisex options is going to be a much better way to go, because then you don't have to worry about them being teased or whatever it is that comes in school as well. What is it? Scandinavian style. It's all very neutral, isn't it? Just keeping it all very Scandi and pales. 100%. We've gone through actually most of the questions I had for you both, just by default and sort of talking it out, which is really interesting. One of the things I did want to ask is, do you shop more online or do you shop in stores? Like, are you more hands-on when it comes to making purchases, or do you just sort of bulk buy online and think, you know what, there's a sale on and I don't have to go in there, I know what size he is?
It's online for me. I don't shop in stores at all. I shop everything online. I just find it easier. And stress-free. I know his size now, so it's just, you know, click of a button, it's done.
And you're less likely to sort of be tempted as you walk past other things on the way out. I find that really frustrating for me, because I go in for one thing, I come out with 4 other things I didn't go in for. Especially if you see cute things and you went, oh, just for that event or that, you know.
Stuff that you don't need,
No, to be fair, I go in store, but I think it's just because we like to go for a little walk and things like this. And also, I'm not too familiar with her size yet, so I think that's why. But normally for myself, it'd definitely be online. But I think just because she's so young, it would be in store. But it is very tempting going by and seeing all these lovely baby clothes. But again, I have to remind myself I'm super conscious and we only live in a small apartment at the moment, so apartment living is almost quite sustainable as well, because I don't know where to put the stuff, right? So, but I'd say at the moment it's in store.
Also, I found it at her age, we were wearing more because things were getting spit up on or pooed on or whatever it was. You're changing constantly. So I could never quite, you know, keep him in the outfit I'd planned on at the beginning of the day. And you pack sort of 7 other onesies and they all get used at some point. So, I think it was just when we went to like the baby bazaar, we would just be on. The mums actually package them really easily now, and it says like 0 to 3 months and then 3 to 6 months, and they will bundle them and just sell the bundles because they know that that's what mums are looking for. I just need like 7 new ones or secondhand onesies that that are all white, that he can just
That's what I bought off somebody in Ireland, actually. Somebody just packed and posted on this mums group 3 to 9 months and a whole bundle. And I got the whole lot for, I think, what, £50 at the time. So it was brilliant.
Which is great because the mum gets rid of it and gets some space as well, especially if they have moved on past that age range. Holding on to it is a problem I've got, just in case, waiting for the next one, just in case that happens. Obviously, I didn't want to let anything go because I'm emotionally attached to the clothes as well. So it's trying to decide what is, still usable for another new mum, and knowing that if, we do have another baby, I can find all of those items again, and it doesn't, through the secondhand, through the circular economy, it doesn't need to be bought brand new, knowing now where to go. I actually found, we're getting some beautiful smiles. I actually found one of the most difficult areas was birthdays. And trying to do a sustainable birthday, I struggled because I'm so anti-balloons, obviously, marine conservation, and there's no balloon stand for me. I said that for my baby shower, absolutely no balloons. How to have sustainable birthday parties with the party bags, with the toys. We did books for his birthday, little sort of touchy-feely books that went in there. And I said for the clothes and things, don't buy him anything for his birthday. Just if there's things your kid doesn't need anymore, we'll take it, whether it's books or toys or shoes. As long as they're not pink, he's fine, you know.
But I think that's the conversations we need to have more, because I think even I've at times been kind of a little bit embarrassed about saying, look, I got all my stuff from Facebook Marketplace. But it's crazy. Like, why? I should be so proud that I've been able to go around and take all these things. But again, it's about the audience. And I think also living in Dubai as well.
Yeah,
people are wanting to, show what they're kind of worth and things. But I think it's these conversations need to come up time and time again. I listened to my sister who's, she's 21, 22, and she always shops in charity shops. So, imagine. So at that age, though, when we're back in England, would you ever be talking about that? No. So I think it's these conversations we need to have more and more. And I think Thrift for Good is obviously amazing. And again, anywhere where you can buy clothes and then give it away afterwards is perfect. But I think these conversations need to happen more and more. And especially around birthdays. I think it's a great idea that you said, look, take something your kid's not liking and bring it to ours. Perfect. Then you've stopped something going to the landfill. But
also I hope to be able to do that and return the favour to theirs, so that I can get rid of things that he doesn't like, because he grows out of toys quite quickly too, and then often if you hide them for a while and then re-bring them out, he thinks it's new again. So that's a whole other world with the toys when that comes up. And I think just managing expectations is more of what we need, is being able to say, just because we're served all the adverts for all of these things doesn't mean it's required. Knowing that babies are super happy and kids are super happy, even on the bare minimum, and being outdoors, obviously when the weather's better, is way better than toys in any way, shape or form. And, playing in clothes that they can get messy and we don't have to worry about the label and saying, oh, don't go out and play in that, let's change you before you go out because we don't want that outfit to get dirty. I find that bizarre. I'm like, don't put them in something if you don't want them to be creative or don't want them to... Kids are going to get messy, especially boys. I want him to jump in puddles. I want him to, experience dirt and grass and roll on the floor. And as long as I'm buying, bio-friendly clothing, it's all going to wash. It's all going to wash well. But
the show.
Indeed. Well, thank you so much for talking to me today on the future of sustainability for kids' clothes and why it's important. And it's amazing to get insight from so many different kind of ages as well, because there are things that I wish I did differently. So hopefully, the more we talk about it, the more people will realise that, there's more than one way of consuming. But yeah, no, I think the time to go to sleep now. It's a good time to end.